Hello and welcome to another DIY Senior Picture Quick Tip. Today we're going to talk about aperture. The easiest way to learn about aperture is to actually look at a lens and you see it change. This is an old Nikon 135 f2.8 lens, and it's called f2.8 because that is the widest the aperture can be set at. If you look on these numbers right down here, it'll go from 2.8, I should say, 2.8 to 32. Now aperture is kind of strange because the bigger the number, the smaller the opening. This lens right now is set to f32, so that's the bigger number, right? Well, we look through the middle, see that little pin opening? Let's see if I can get to see that little opening right there. That's your aperture opening. That's really small. So the bigger the number, f32, the smaller the opening. So now let's flip this aperture to 2.8. That's going to be the widest setting. So the lower the number, the wider the opening. Now look how wide that opening is. That's very wide. So let me just flip it back here for you. So f32, 2.8. See the difference in the opening? Now why would this make a difference? Well, the wider your aperture opening, the shallower depth of field is. Depth of field would be defined as the plane of focus. So if we had, let's say, f2.8 and it would be in focus from this point back to this point, well then that's your plane of focus. So the less there is for plane of focus when you have a wider aperture. That's how you get that blurry background you see in a lot of those pictures you like. You got to have a shallow plane of focus. Now f32 could be in focus from here way back as far as we could see. That would be a really deep field of focus. The higher the aperture number, the deeper it can focus. The lower the aperture number, the shallower it can focus. So there's your DIY Senior Quick Tip. Set that aperture to the lowest number you have, or set it to aperture priority, however your camera has that set up, and get that blurry background in your portraits. Keep shooting. Thanks for supporting DIY Senior Pictures. Please like and subscribe.